Hey everybody, I'm Ebony. This is Ebonee's Creativity. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. Lately, I've been doing a lot of hauling from the Goodwill bins. I've got 2 recent videos, so I will link those below so you can check those out after this one. But I've been kind of thinking about refreshing my dining room and my bedroom because I'm just kind of tired of the things that I have. I've lived in my house for 9 years now, and I'm just kind of tired of looking at it. Some of this stuff is no longer my style. I'm getting more into like the organic type of material, so like the ceramics and the stone, granite, travertine, those kind of things. And so I just want to kind of change up the things that I've been looking at for so long and use some of my thrifted items to style this credenza a little bit better and kind of amp up the decor in my dining space. So if you're interested in that, please keep on watching. If you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and let's hop right on into these projects. So the first project I'm going to be working on is this decorative box. Do you see that price? $811 doll hairs. No ma'am. So I found this box in the Goodwill bins. I can't remember if I paid $1 or $2, but I think I paid $1 for this box. But we'll just say $2 for the purposes of this video. And it looks pretty close to that inspo pic, so I'm feeling very hopeful that I can come up with a really close dupe for that very expensive luxury item. Here are all the materials I'm going to be using for this project. I've got gloss black spray paint, gold, black chalk paint, rub and buff, this small dowel, this roller. They have an alligator, but I already have this, and my zodiac sign is Scorpio, so I figure why not just use this? Plus, I couldn't really find an alligator for cheap, and I wanted to make this budget friendly. This came from Dollar Tree around Halloween time one year, and I just got it. It was some other color. You can kind of see it rubbed off a bit. I guess it was white, but why not use that? I mean, that'll give a personal touch. I know they probably use alligator because this is alligator print, but it's okay. It's my decor. It's my zodiac sign. It's my box, and I'm okay with having this on top instead of the alligator. So we're going to do that. I'm going to start out by giving this a coat of chalk paint because I have never really relied on glossy paint to give me full coverage. Even though this says it's paint and primer, I'm going to just do a quick coat with the chalk paint just to make my nerves feel better. And then I'll go in with the gloss black on top of that. I was trying to show myself removing the hardware, but it got really hard to do with one hand. So I'm going to do it off camera, but I did want to avoid getting paint on this. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it and take it outside and hit it with some gold spray paint, as well as the small dowel that I also picked up. And I made sure to put the screws out here too because I have made the mistake of not painting screws so many times before. Now I'm going in with my chalk paint, and I'm just going to do one really thick coat of chalk paint all over the piece. I found it most convenient to use a roller for this just because there's a lot of texture on this box, and I was able to push the roller into the texture to make sure I get a good coat. Alright, so this has a coat of black paint, and you can see it like not covering in certain areas. But I'm okay with that. I figured it would do that, and that's why I gave it the black coat underneath for just extra insurance. But I think that once I put this paint on, then we should be good to go. Y'all got me outside in the dark at pitch black night, painting this box with this glossy spray paint so I can make sure I get a video up on Tuesday. So if you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel just for the fact that I'm working so hard. Box is looking great. I love it. I just kept this in here to kind of prop it open, but it looks super good. So now it's dry, I can close it, but love it, love it. My inspo pick has a bit of gold trim around the middle of the piece, so I'm going to try to duplicate that, and I'm just using my miter shears to cut this dowel, and I'm trying to cut it at like a 45-degree angle, but it's kind of hard because it's rounded. So I'm just doing my best to cut 45-degree angles on each end, and hopefully that'll give me nice sharp corners. After I've cut all my pieces out, I'm just using painter's tape to kind of put them in place to make sure my angles look as clean as possible. I'm really bad at making perfect 90-degree angles, even on the miter saw with larger pieces of square wood. So I'm just trying to do my best to make it look as good as possible. So once I got all my angles as good as I think I can get them, I'm going to go ahead and use some hot glue to stick them down. If you recall, this piece came with a locking mechanism and I planned to reuse it. So I was really afraid that this little trim piece would get in the middle, but I was very glad to find out that it did not interfere with the locking mechanism. If you've ever used hot glue before, then you know that the strings can get really messy and they really show up well on black painted surfaces. So I'm trying to be really precise about where I'm putting the glue and making sure that I don't create a big mess. Okay, I've got a dilemma because I know I said I was just going to use the scorpion, but then I got curious if I could find a gator that I could use because I really started to think that I really wanted to emulate the one in the picture. So I found this one, which is a good length. Once I'm going to heat this up so that the tail is pliable, and I'm going to kind of stretch it out like that so that this is this kind of the same length as the scorpion, but it's just not as wide. And I'm not sure if I should stick with this alligator or stick with the scorpion. But the scorpion, like, there's no way to really secure it because the only thing that's attached are these small feet, and I don't really want to put a bunch of glue and have it look messy. So that's what made me rethink the scorpion. Although I think that is like the appropriate size, I might just go ahead and put this guy on here. One, because it more closely matches the look that we're going for. And two, because it's actually a gator and, you know, gator box. I found this crocodile, but he's really too big. Like, it's kind of hanging over. So, and plus it's standing up, and I want it to be like laying down, and I don't think I'll be able to really do that. So I think I'm just going to use this one. It's laying on its belly a little bit more, so I have more surface area to glue, and this is as close as I can get to like the actual image that we're going for. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use that. I got this from Petco. I'm sure if I had like a couple more days to get this video up, I probably could find a bigger one on Amazon, but I'm just gonna heat this up and stretch this tail out, and then I'm going to spray paint this and go ahead and just use this. So let me know, do you think I should use this gator, or would you have just stuck with the scorpion? Leave a comment and let me know. Now I'm just holding this in front of my heat gun until I'm able to straighten the tail out a little bit. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit this with some gold spray paint. Now I'm just using hot glue to secure my alligator to the top of the lid of my decorative box. And that's all you'll see for now. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see the finished product. So I have this lamp. I mean, she's cute and all, but I'm just kind of tired of looking at it. The silver doesn't really match with anything in here, and I'm not so much into the mercury glass anymore. I just kind of want to change it up, and so that's what I'm about to attempt to do. All right, so I have this product that I used in my last furniture flip, and it's called Mix to Mold. And you just add water, and it's supposed to like make things ceramic. So I've done the extra large mold. I don't know if this is gonna work, but something is telling me to try it anyway. So I just kind of want to give this like a ceramic texture instead of glass. So I'm not sure how this is gonna work or if it's gonna work, because this stuff is like made to go in a mold. But if it doesn't, YOLO. So hopefully I didn't just ruin a decent lamp for no reason. But I'm just gonna try to paint this on and see if I can get it to dry. I probably will have to do several coats of it, but I'm cool with that. I just hope it works. The thing is, it's so watery, like you see it running down. So if I can kind of catch it before it runs, it looked like it might stick enough to dry. So that's cool. Am I making art or a mess? I probably should have taped off this thing too, but I didn't. So, a hot mess, but maybe we'll be able to fix it later. It's starting to dry up on me and I can't work with it anymore. So I'm gonna just stop at that point. So after this has dried, I like the way it looks. It doesn't look like I expected it to, but I kind of like it. I forgot to move it when it was still wet so that it can pry off the paper easily. So this little chunk came off, but I don't really mind that either because it's like an imperfect, kind of looks like the moon. But this is how the stuff at like Olive Atelier looks. None of it is like really perfect. So I like it. I don't know. Y'all can let me know what y'all think, but I like it. So now I have all of these paints. I've been trying to use up stuff I have on hand. This is at least 10 years old. I used this before in a video when I made my heirloom plant stand. I'll link that video. I just have all these random paints and a stain. And I'm just going to use this stuff to apply some kind of painted finish. I don't exactly have a technique. I do have a reference photo, which I can show you. So here's my reference photo. Something like that. The terracotta, like the red tone, is a little bit too much. I want to add in some more black and darker tones. So I've got just some darker tone paints, but I like the way the paint is on this. So I'm just going to try to use my paints and colors to follow this format here and see what I come up with. I've never done something like this before, so we're just going to try it and see. So now I'm going in with all the various colors and I'm just pouring a little bit out, and then I'm just using my paintbrush to kind of just go with whatever I feel. I am doing a base coat all with this one color, but after that I'm just going to use paper towels and just splotch the paint on in all the different colors until I like the way it looks. I was trying to avoid making it look muddy. I probably should have stopped before I did, but I ended up liking how it looked in the end. So if you try a project like this and you get to a point where you like, just stop right then. Like I had a goal of adding every color that I have in my dining room into this lamp, and I think I just got a little carried away. But the thing about it is, with it just being paint, if you make a mistake or if you make one area too dark, or if you're mixing colors and you don't like what you come up with, you can always just go back over it with the base coat. So I did do that a couple of times as well. Some of these paints were so old, they weren't even the right color anymore. But I just been on this kick of really trying to use up the materials that I have on hand. And I think by not spending any extra money, that is helping me to stretch my creativity and push myself to do more things with what I have. And so I'm really liking my newfound love of the old things that I have already accumulated over the projects that I've done in the past. I'm going to work on this lamp a little bit longer off screen, but after that, both of my pieces will be done. So let's hop right on into the styling portion of this video. Here's my current dining room setup. I really like this cabinet still, and it's too heavy to get out of my house. Look at how I damaged my floor trying to get it in here. But I really love the cabinet, and I got a wonderful, fantastic deal on it, like 90% off. So I want to keep that. And it has like grays and beige and gold, which I like. But these, I'm not into them anymore. Like this came from Home Goods, and then this came from West Elm, and these small candlesticks were thrifted. But it's like not inspiring. I don't know if I will keep the little canisters or cloches, whatever you call these things, because I'm tired of looking at them. I think they're cute, like for holiday. Like these were for fall. I have like pumpkins at Christmas time. I put like little ornaments in them, but I don't like this style anymore. So I think it's time for a change, and we're gonna try to spruce this area up a little bit today. I am really amazed at all the beautiful decor I've been able to find at the Goodwill bins, and I've just been really inspired to change up the pieces in my house that I don't like anymore because I'm able to do it for so cheap thanks to the bins. So thanks to secondhand shopping, I've really been able to push my creativity, and I've been able to style many rooms in my home as well as for my clients. Every single item that you see me using to style this credenza was purchased secondhand, and the credenza itself was as well. And I got an amazing deal on this credenza. I paid $200, and this is a designer piece, very expensive retail. But the lady on Facebook Marketplace, I found her there, and she was just like, "Come get it. If you can move it, you can have it for $200." And I was like, "Girl, I don't care if I have to throw my whole back and my neck and my ankles out. I'm going to get it out of your house if you only making me pay $200. So yeah, that was the deal of a lifetime because I had been looking for this piece for years and never able to afford it until I just got lucky on Facebook Marketplace one day. So now I'm just using all of these secondhand pieces to style this credenza. Let me know what you think about how it turned out in the comment section below. If you have the time, please select another one of my videos to watch from the choices on your screen or in the description box below, and I will see you guys in my next video.